Hello, guys, and welcome back to another episode of First Gen Talks. Today, I'm interviewing a student slash worker here at Coug Radio, Jay Ondo. I said that wrong. I butchered that name. Yeah, can you please introduce yourself? And who you are?
I'm Jay Ade. I'm Jay Adeshala. I'm the DJ team here for Coug Radio, photography major here for the fine arts. Yeah.
Oh, actually, I didn't even know that. So, what made you decide you majoring in photography?
Oh gosh. The arts has always been my passion.
Mm,
So I've always been into photography. Well, I've always been more into like the arts
yeah.
since like what I was like 6 or 7, I think. It really started with music, and then it transitioned into writing, and then it went into painting and drawing and all that. And then I went back into DJing, and then just stuck with it since. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what was your journey through like in college? Because I know I thought he was like 23 or something. He's actually not to call you old, but he's like 27. So,
Like 27? No, I am
no, you're
27.
27. Yeah, yeah. So, like, can you explain a little bit about that one?
Yeah, my journey through college has been kind of crazy. It's been far from normal, but you know, it's here. I graduated high school in 2017, which is like archaic compared to
Yeah.
now. Yeah, I graduated in 2017. I went to community college. I was at first going to get my major in computer engineering, and then I was gonna double minor in philosophy and religious studies.
Mm.
At this time, I was 2 years into my universities. It was like what 2019. I moved to San Antonio because I was going to UTSA then. I was studying computer engineering for a while. That was fun, but it wasn't really working out for me because I wasn't messing with
Physics.
physics like that. But I eventually switched to computer science, which I was doing for a majority of my time up until like 2023.
Mm.
I was doing computer science and I was really enjoying it. I was also going to double minor in math and physics, and it was chill for a minute, but it wasn't really something that I was really passionate about, and it was kind of getting to a point where I was not really putting myself in the right headspaces, and I wasn't really putting myself in the right what is it environments during that time because it was very stressful
Mm.
because I kind of felt like I was doing stuff that wasn't really aligning with what I wanted to do, but what other people wanted me to do. So it kind of felt like I was just dragging myself down and dealing with a little bit of like this masking thing where I was, living this life that I didn't want to live or, exist in a little bit.
Mm.
So I took a year and a half off, and then I transferred to UTSA. I transferred to UH. I left UTSA, and I was still doing computer science around then, but it just wasn't working out for me over there. It wasn't working out for me here, so I decided to just follow my passion that I've loved since I was a kid, and now I'm doing the fine arts.
So, wait, how are you supporting yourself through like college? Was it scholarships, grants,
Uh,
loans?
Parents for sure,
Yeah.
like bless. But also because I do work. I work in healthcare.
Mm.
I am an office administrator in a small clinic, so yeah, I've been doing that for 5 years now.
So, was college like when you're? Let's take it back a bit.
Mhm.
In high school, was college in the in the picture or no? Or
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents always talked about me going to college. And even when I was in elementary school, I was like, I'm gonna be the first doctor and NFL
Mm.
player. Like I was so ambitious, but that's just kids being kids. But yeah, university was always gonna be in the picture. It's just something that a lot of like foreign parents, a lot of parents who don't, or a lot of parents who come from other countries outside of America always expect a child to go to university to better not only themselves but their families,
Right.
right?
So, where are your parents from?
Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, both
Oh,
of
so
them.
you're first gen American and you're first gen college student.
I no, actually. So this is what's really tricky for me whenever I hear first gen, right? Because I've always been confused about the idea of being a first gen because some people have said that I am first gen and some people said I haven't that I'm not first gen, right? So What entails someone to be first gen?
Yeah, so the way CSC describes first gen is, of course, if your parents didn't go to college, or if they went from a long time ago, or they went to in a different country,
Mm.
or if one of your parents just got like an associate's degree, or if they went but they didn't finish college. So do you fall in under any of those?
Yeah. Both my parents. I mean, both my parents did go to university. They did get their degrees. Like my mom is a doctor, my dad is a real estate agent. So it's like kind of yes and no because I mean, yes, they did go to school, but I mean at the same time, it's like they like weren't from America, so it's like
Oh, they went in Nigeria.
they went to school in Nigeria and America. Like they like I don't know how the curriculums level up in Nigeria what
Yeah.
they do here in America, but I do know that they did go to university in Nigeria. Both my parents went to university there. My dad went to university in Ibadan and my mom went to university in Oyo. And funny enough, I literally asked my grandma because I remember whenever you asked me if like this interview for like first talk stuff, and I was like, okay. So I mean I remember that same week I asked my grandma if like they went to university, and my grandpa was a professor at LSU. I don't know how that happened. He lectured history and literature.
Okay.
um yeah, crazy thought. Don't know how that worked out. Don't know how my parents didn't stay in the States, or at least my mom, and you know, her going to university because she was still in like I don't know. Family's kind of complicated, it's like that.
Okay. Hmm. So, oh, then were you so how was the college transition? Like, did you have any difficulties or any hiccups financially, family wise?
I mean, financially, yeah, like from like sometimes I actually was, having to work a lot, more than I was actually being in school, just so I could actually pay to be in school, which is very ironic, like only in America. But, um, yeah, there was a typical like financial stuff, just a typical burnouts, like just the typical like just being tired of, thinking, is this really worth it? Like, am I really doing this for me? Am I really doing this for someone else? Or, is this really something that I want to pursue? It's like the same woes that a lot of students usually ask themselves. It's like the same thing that I was asking myself. So,
So, so it was like you're saying there was a time where it was like a mask and you didn't want to do it. You felt
mhm,
like it wasn't for you.
mhm.
Was there like anything like a single moment you can point out? It was like, okay, this is I'm not doing this anymore. I'm gonna turn a new leaf. Was there like and when was that? How was that?
Yeah, there was a big pivotal point actually. 2023, whenever I finally switched majors. I was in Nigeria actually for about like 2 months. We were there for the winter season from December to January. Um, there was a lot that happened in Nigeria. It's like people travel out of the country for like a couple weeks and it kind of changes them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like one of those events. Just a lot of self exploration, a lot of retrospective thinking, just being able to get away from a lot of the noise and a lot of the busyness, and being able to go somewhere where it's just quiet. You can actually like think things clearly and think things through. Yeah, that was a beautiful moment that I had. I traveled out there with my family, and yeah, my parents really went there because they're getting ready to retire and they're just getting like really, really tired, and they want to retire back in Nigeria, so they're working on that. And I was just having a lot of conversations with them, and because they're getting ready to retire and I'm overworking and I'm still putting myself to university at 27, they're like, is this something that you really want to do? Like, do you like, are you passionate? Like, do you really love this? And that was like the first time I really had to be honest with myself, because I'm not gonna lie, like I was really lying to myself for like a lot of my life about what I wanted to do, and I just kind of felt like I had to fit this narrative of like, oh, I gotta be this, I gotta be
Right.
that, and like it was at that moment whenever my parents literally sat me down and were like, is this something that you're really passionate about? Like, do you really want to do this? And that's whenever it just kind of snapped for me, and I was like,
Hmm.
no, actually, I don't. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been interested in the arts. I've always wanted to associate myself with the arts. I mean, the reason why I even picked computer science was because I'm like really good with numbers. It comes to like algebra, calculus, one, two, three, linear algebra, differential equations, topologies, like
Yeah.
graphs, like like numbers, math, stems, like that's my thing, but it wasn't my passion.
Yeah.
So the art has
Hmm.
always been my passion. So I mean, it was good until it wasn't,
Yeah.
So whenever I had that revelation, and it was kind of heavy, I'm not gonna lie, like it was pretty emotional because whenever you're being upfront and confrontational with yourself and being completely honest with yourself like that, it really brings out a lot of emotions that you thought you didn't have. So it was a needed moment, kind of traumatic in a way, but definitely a pivotal moment that was like, yeah, things need to change. So
Hmm.
yeah.
That's interesting because a lot of first gen, like literally all the first gen people, students, alumni
Mhm.
that are here, they're like, don't like the parents will be like, don't follow your passions, get a job that like will secure you, financial security.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that your parents did the opposite.
No, well, my parents were like that too. You know what I
They were
mean?
like that too.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get twisted. Like, it definitely took them a minute for them to come around full circle to be like, oh, he doesn't really seem happy trying to pursue this typical degree that almost every foreign parents wants their child to pursue. Like, every single like parents want their child to be like what, an engineer, a lawyer, a doctor, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, my parents wanted me to be like an engineer, a lawyer, or a doctor, or at the least like an athlete, because
Yeah.
because I was an athlete. But I mean, yeah, like I was good at all those, but it just wasn't my passion. So it just wasn't really making me happy. It was just something that I was good at, not something that was really making
Yeah.
me feel fulfilled. So my parents were definitely though were like, you're going to school to be an engineer. Like, I see you're good at math. Like, you were a GT kid in sixth grade. like
Yeah.
like you took AP classes.
Right.
Like I mean, like, yeah, I was good at it, but it just didn't make me happy.
Yeah. How close were you to graduate or to like complete your degree
For my fine arts.
for your you can ask that one after, but for your engineering
Oh, when I was
computer.
so when I was in computer engineering, I was in my sophomore year. No, I was in my junior year, and I was like, I don't think I can do this because I had already failed university physics once, and I was like, if I fail this again, it's gonna push me back at least a year and a half, and I did not want to deal with that.
Mm.
So I was speaking with my advisor at UTSA, at UTSA, and I was just trying to get the perspective on like, okay, if I want to graduate within like at least like the next year or two, you know what I mean? So I could like graduate like maybe like 5 years or so. And computer engineering was like the closest option, so that's the one I stuck with. But like the same thing I was doing with computer science, I had to double minor. So instead of going with religious studies and philosophy, which would have taken me a lot more time because they have nothing to do with my major, I decided to switch to computer science because that's the closest to computer engineering, and I decided to double minor in physics and mathematics instead because I had so many classes already done for those from like community and from like computer engineering. So I'm doing computer science, I'm doing the minors, I'm doing everything. And, because physics is still a very important class, it's like, I just had beef with physics at that time. And it's crazy because I love physics. Like, it's my favorite science subject. But yeah, for some reason, like academically learning physics just does not connect with me.
Mm.
Like, I could learn physics in any other setting, but the minute you put like a whiteboard in front of me and like a monotone professor who doesn't seem passionate or enthusiastic about their job, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I'm checking out. I'm checking out.
So what about your photography degree? Are you almost done with that one?
I am applying for block next fall. So
What is
if
that blog?
so the block program. Oh man.
What is that? Yeah, I've never heard of that.
If there's any art student watching or listening
I
right
think
now,
you're the
yeah.
first art student actually.
I am.
Yeah, you are
I am the first art. Oh, like on this podcast.
on this podcast.
Oh,
Yeah, so I don't know none of these things.
okay. So I can yap about the art program here.
Yeah.
So the fine arts department actually right now is going through a lot of artist talks because we're looking for potential professors to be here for the following semesters because a lot of professors here for the art program have a have a high leave rate for some reason.
Hmm.
Really crazy. And I actually do know the reason, but I can't speak about
You can't say it.
I can't speak about faculty stuff off mic though.
Okay. Okay.
But Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that's been happening, and there's a lot of meetings and a lot of artist talks and a lot of stuff. That's why I was actually here late because we actually had an artist talk today. Um, but yeah, I'd probably say it's a lot more. What is it? Tiring. It's a lot more competitive than people think. It's a lot more exhausting. Well, that's like tiring too. There's just a lot to the art program. But yeah, I plan on doing photography up after, and I might do my masters, but we'll see how the program turns out by the time I graduate.
So actually, so you did kind of like a 180.
Hmm.
So what's like the easy or the main differences and similarities of like, because I think they'll have nothing but differences, but maybe they have some similarities, but I don't know between like a STEM degree and like an art degree.
Yeah, honestly, it's very polarizing.
Mm,
It's very opposites because like the best way I love to describe it is that like in STEM everyone is usually thinking logically and like what is it I call it like fall classes, which is like PHAL, which is like philosophy, psychology, history, humanities, art, architecture, literature, language. Um like comparing STEM to fall classes is like STEM classes, you're always thinking logically. Everyone is always looking for the same answers, and
yeah,
fall classes are usually like everyone is thinking based off of ethics and principles, and everyone has their own avenue of finding an answer. And growing up, I was so good at finding answers that I genuinely thought that I was going to be an engineer, but it kind of developed over time for me to be like, I don't like solving problems. I like finding my own answers.
mm,
And that's whenever I really started to find that in, like a lot of the fall classes compared to a lot of the STEM classes. Because a lot of STEM classes, they're like, okay, we have this problem. What's the fastest way we could be able to solve this problem? And go.
yeah.
And, everyone is solving for the same answer the same way. And it just feels very monotone, very repetitive. And I just needed something different. And I found that in the fall classes. And I would probably say the main difference between those classes are probably the professors.
Mm.
Probably the professors.
Like better or
um
worse?
for better
Better.
actually. For better. Like there's something about STEM professors that are very monotone, very authoritarian, very passive aggressive to
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like they just feel like robots sometimes compared. I
Mm.
mean, like whenever I made a switch and I had like my first photography class here at UH, I was like, bro, there's like humans. Like
Humans.
yeah, like these are humans. Like these are not robots.
Yeah.
Like these people will actually care. They will actually sit down and like talk with you. And I mean, I'm not saying all STEM professors, but like a good like 90% of my STEM professors, yeah,
They were like that.
they were like robots, man. I didn't like it. Just very monotone, very cold.
Hmm.
Mm.
So I always ask this to every guest
Mhm.
about artificial intelligence, but this is different since you are a photographer.
Okay.
Is there any threat to photography? Because now AI can generate photorealistic images of like whatever, right?
Mhm.
How do you feel about that as a photographer, as being in the arts? And like, what's your whole take on artificial intelligence here in Houston, and just worldwide? And how do you think that'll affect the future? I always ask this, but this is a bit different.
This is okay. So the art, okay.
Yeah, are you anti AI?
I am, I
Mm,
am. Funny enough, AI was one of the reasons why I actually wanted to switch from STEM to fall classes, or like to like the art
why? Cause of
because,
Claude?
huh?
Cause of Claude?
Yeah, because of Claude, Chat, who else is out there?
Gemini,
Yeah, Gemini, who else is out there?
Grok.
Yeah, Grok is the worst out of all of them. Who else is out there?
I think there's another one. I forgot.
I know there's one that starts with an A, right?
Anthropic, but I think that's a whole
Anthropic.
company.
Oh,
I
damn.
mean, not like they're all companies, but
Uh,
I don't like I think they make Claude, so it's kind of like redundant to say.
Yeah, Anthropic did make Claude.
Yeah,
Did make
I'm
Claude.
trying to say like the actual AR, software, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, and I
I think
mean,
those are the main, we named the main ones though.
yeah, the main ones. Um, my take on I am anti AI. I don't, I don't 100% dislike AI because I can 100% see the benefits of AI. I don't like how AI is being used, if
Mm,
that makes sense. I don't like how people run to AI for their answers instead of thinking on their own. I don't like how people use AIs to come up with quick, fast, easy solutions rather than actually taking the time to find an answer. Like, we have brains for a reason, and I feel like with the rise of AI, people's brains are literally going to like a trophy. Like,
mm,
they're literally
yeah.
going to rot their brains. Because I mean, like, they're not going to use their brains anymore. I mean,
Right.
and I mean, it's already scary whenever you think about it. Because I kid you not, who who wrote an article on this? I think like CBS. Someone wrote an article on this, bro. Why kids, right?
Yeah.
They are swiping their textbooks
What do you mean? Like, oh, they just swipe their textbooks?
like
What's so weird about that?
as if it's an iPad.
Oh, I see. I mean, I have my textbooks in the computer though, so I guess I'm not that much different.
Okay, but like if you hand a kid a physical book and the first thing they do is swipe as if it's a screen.
Oh wait, they swipe their physical books? Oh, I mean, I guess that's the way to turn the page.
I guess, but it's like in the context of like, just the constant need of like instant like gratification,
Yeah,
dopamine, just like I don't know, I like AI is not helping the way how it should be helping
right,
because there are so many beneficial ways AI could immaculately improve someone's life.
right.
But because everyone is so prone to looking for the quick answer or looking for a quick solution, it's like we don't have that grit, we don't have that tenacity as humans anymore. And like as an artist, I could rant about this for days. Like just the use of like AI art, it's God, like I hate generative art. Like what a burning passion. Like if AI was a human, I
It's gonna become a human.
like if AI becomes a human,
Synthetic human.
man,
Seen Blade Runner?
I have not seen Blade Runner.
You haven't seen Blade Runner?
The latest one.
Both. It's the first one,
I've seen the first one, but I haven't seen the latest one.
newest one. I
Yeah.
think the newest one's more like realistic.
Realistic.
Yeah.
I don't like that because it's like sometimes I'm like, bro, the world could end up like Cyberpunk 2077 or Blade Runner
Yeah.
2040, like 2049. Like it's kind of ridiculous how dystopian things can really turn out to be. Like reality is stranger than fiction.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was reading the S30 page essay of the guy the CEO of Anthropic who teamed up with the United Kingdom and their government.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's out there. It's like he's saying how in like 3 years we're gonna have AGI, artificial generative intelligence. So that's like a
Jesus.
brain thinking, and it's gonna be not just like what's it called, the language learning models we have now,
Yeah.
Chat GPT, Gemini. We're gonna have like a full functioning
A full
like
functioning brain with like a
in three
conscience.
years, and he's saying that most people will be laid off and stuff like that. So it's like really depressing when the CEO of a guy who teamed up with the government is
Right.
saying that in his 30 page essay. But then I also question like, is he fear mongering? Does he want people hope? I don't know. I just know it's like really weird, and you're right. Life is a lot more stranger than fiction. Have you seen the movie She?
Uh,
Joaquin Phoenix.
no.
So that movie is literally real right now. So the whole premise is that he talks to his um to his artificial intelligence girlfriend,
Mhm.
and he talks to her the
Oh,
whole time.
her.
Oh, her, not she.
Yes, I have seen her.
Oh my god, I said
Yeah.
she. Oh my god, no, her.
Yeah,
Jesus. Anyway, that's like a real thing.
it
Even
is.
here at UH, I think like 2 semesters ago, I was in some event, and some girl was saying like, "Oh, I talk to my ChatGPT. I make them
Dude.
all like have a sexy voice." And
Yeah. Oh my
verbatim, that's
god.
what she said. Like, I talk to my
Yeah.
ChatGPT as a boyfriend. I'm just like, you know, you can do you, but that's like weird
It's
for anyone to do that.
it's dystopian.
It really is weird just talking to like a computer and acting like it's your partner.
Yeah,
You
like
know what I mean? It's like,
no, like dude, like okay, like I'm not naming any names,
yeah,
but
please don't.
like I got one friend, she knows who she is,
Mm,
and if you listening or watching, yeah, we had this conversation already, but she literally created an AI bot with ChatGPT to be her therapist.
yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, and like I thought I thought because, she knows I'm like starkly AI, like I'm starkly against AI. Like I don't like AI. I don't like using AI for anything.
Yeah,
But oh, whenever she told me like, yeah, like her name is Sage and she's so right about everything and
that's actually really bad.
you telling me, dog, like it was scary. I'm like, yeah, like look at what she's telling me, and like she just like always reaffirms, and like she just always tells me everything I need to hear,
That's
and I'm
the whole
like,
point.
that's the whole psychology of it all. It's like, and the scary part is that like she's so oblivious to the damage that she's doing to herself. Like that's what really scares me. Like these people don't know the damage that they're causing to themselves talking to AI. Like
Yeah,
it's almost like looking through a fireproof window and like a fire is coming and it's about to like annihilate your friends and I can't do anything to stop them. You know what I
so
mean?
so
It's
what
like
she say after the conversation?
I mean, it's,
She didn't quit?
I no,
No?
but I mean, we had the conversation, but
Yeah.
I mean, long story short, I mean, I don't know if she's still using Sage right now or not, but like from the last time we spoke, which was I think in November,
She was?
yeah, and I just pray like if you are watching or listening to me, turn that off, like please, like turn that off, please turn it off. But it's just very depressing to think about because it's like we used to literally create things and talk to people, go out, like we used to be so disconnected from our phones, and now it's like we're so connected to our phones. It
Yeah.
scares me, because I like especially as someone who's like an older Gen Z, it's scary looking at a lot of the stuff that we read about in high school. Like, bro, 1984 wasn't a joke. Like, that's actually real. Animal Farm wasn't a joke. That's actually real. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So it's just, I mean, I don't know. It just sucks. Just seeing
yeah.
what you thought was fiction turning into a reality.
Yeah, I try not to use AI too much. I only use it for, like, grammar and stuff.
That,
And,
yeah,
like
like that's suitable. I mean, okay, so like, this is my take on like AI, right? So like, um, so it's just really, really, really iffy because I don't want anyone to use AI just because like the environmental damages it does, but at the same time I can see it being like one of the most like life-saving tools ever because
yeah.
I mean, imagine if there's like a doctor, which mind you, I don't know if doctors should even be using AI because it's like, it's a private company. You shouldn't be using like no, you shouldn't be putting no personal information on there whatsoever. But like, let's say you're giving like a test, like a practice scenario or like a residency somewhere, like a medical field, and there's like I don't know, upcoming I don't know cardiologist who needs to know how the heart works on a patient who's on like 7 different medications and they don't know what to do with ABC XYZ and there's a new medication that's on trial. Like most of those stuffs are done in labs, but I can understand how if someone wanted to use AI as an assistant for like background information, because like even me as someone who works in the medical field and like has a background knowledge of like a crap ton of like medicine and like
Yeah.
all that stuff, it's a lot to like memorize, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's a lot to memorize. So I can understand if you need help. Like if you use AI as an assistant instead of like an actual like end game tool, then that's when I could understand the uses of AI. But if you're just like write me this 300 word paper, you know what I mean? Like do my math homework or write me this program or like make me this, write me that. It's like at that point it's like you like the same time you did trying to perfect this prompt to essentially perfect this thing that you're trying to make could have went to you learning how to actually make it,
Right.
and then not only you learning, but you could have like learned so many more things. Like as an artist, everyone knows in the art field that if you learn one thing, you're not just learning one thing, you're learning 10 different things. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like you are always learning more than what you genuinely think you're learning. So as someone who is starkly against AI, I can understand the uses, but it's like unless you're not using it to learn, or you're not using it as like an assistant, or you know, you're not using it as like a plus one, you're using it as like your baseline.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, you know. But I mean, no hate, no shade. Do what you need to do. If you need to use AI to like save a life, use AI to save a life. Like I don't want to be like, oh, that's the AI. That's the AI. Like it's useful. I just don't like how people are using it today.
So, the future's looking pretty bleak for AI.
I mean, hey, that AI bubble gonna pop soon. People talking about that bubble gonna pop soon. You know,
Yeah,
like people.
possibly.
I mean, people are talking about the way how like, oh, like they overstepped their boundaries, like the whole RAM and the whole chip thing, and like before that, like
Yeah.
the whole graphics card thing, and now people are talking about the way how like, oh, everything is so like anti AI, so like people don't want to use AI, so we have
Yeah.
all this investment into AI, and now it's like, where's all that money gonna go? Like, what are we gonna do with all this? You know,
Right.
I think another thing that kind of drives me away from AI is just the way how it was handled. I feel like we nosedived into it way too fast and we did not know the repercussion that it would have. Like OpenAI has been around since like what, 2015, 2016?
I think it started, yeah, around there, but people just aren't. I think the first public model was 2022,
Yeah, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
about
somewhere
4 years
around
ago.
there. Yeah. I mean, literally less than like a decade. And look how much it's like changed the way how we do things.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary whenever you look at it in like the time period because like people were talking about AI stuff back in 2019. And now we're talking about like 3 years later, we got the open model access to the public, and now we're looking like 4 years later, and now we're, people are
Yeah.
talking about the climate, people are talking about literacy rates, people are talking
Yeah.
about
The literacy rates apparently are horrible among
very
high
bad,
schoolers and college students.
very bad, man. Like even like grown adults, you know what I mean? It's like it's crazy. Like I think who like the World Health Organization ran statistics. It's like in America, I think like the average American read at a seventh grade level.
Yeah.
Like that's like what?
Yeah.
What? But I mean,
You read?
I do read.
What do you read?
I love, dude. I have a picture of two bookshelves in my
Oh,
house.
really?
One is mine, and the other is my dad's because we used to trade books whenever we finished reading them. If I still have it, but who did I send these pictures to? Jackie, yeah. But yeah, I have quite the collection of books. I feel like I don't read as much as I used to because I used to read books like crazy. Here's a picture of my book. This is my book collection.
You read Berserk?
You like anime?
I used to like it when I was younger. Now I've like tapered off it now. I don't really watch it anymore.
I honestly I kind of feel that same way, but I've really been trying to get back into it. Bro, if I show you my anime list, you might go crazy a little bit. Because whenever I show you my anime list, I'm like, there's no way you watch all this. And I'm like, dog. But yeah, I love reading, dog. Like reading was honestly my first medium
So you watched
because
all this?
I have watched majority of them, but they are not in order. They are just a list of every anime that I want to watch, am watching, or have watched. And it's quite the list, I know.
It's quite the list. Holy crap!
The only shows on there that's not an anime are like the last two shows or the last three. I'm not sure, but the show that's called Penthouse, everything from there down is not an anime. But yeah, everything on that list I have watched, am going to watch, or haven't watched.
Jesus. Okay, this is a really long list.
Do you recognize any animes on there?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you also read manga?
I only read Berserk. I have the 4 deluxe books, and then
Yeah, four.
that was like too expensive. So
It is, bro. They're like what, like $50 a pop.
yeah. So then I started reading it online, but then I fell
Yeah.
off.
Nah, I get that. I get that. I do want to get back into
Yeah.
reading manga and watching anime, but I just been so busy making stuff like with the art and whatnot. But
Yeah.
no, like I love reading.
Top 3 books.
Top three books.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's kind of hard. Oh God, you would put me on the spot. I can tell you, I can tell you my top book of all time, which
Okay.
I've read since, which I still have till this day. Twisted by Laurie Anderson Halls. Bro, that book changed me because it was the first book that I picked up that wasn't even for um I used to buy, well, not even used to, I still buy all my books from Half Price Bookstore.
Mm,
And there was this one book that was an actual adult book, but it was in the young adults area, and I don't know if someone put it there or one of the workers had like misplaced it, but
yeah.
I just picked it up because the cover really caught my attention, and then I wanted to read the blimp on the inside of it, but it didn't have a blimp, and the only thing that it said on the inside of it was, "Everyone tells you to be a man, nobody tells you how." And I was going through something in sixth grade that was like, that hit me. And I was like, Mom, I want this book.
Mm,
And yeah, I remember I read that book, and like all the other books that I had around that time, I finished it in like about like 2 days tops. And my mom was pissed. But that book changed my life. That book changed my life for the better. Like for the better. Like if there is any young young male, which a lot of young males actually nowadays, um, are like going through something and they feel like they don't know what they're doing with their life, which I feel like a lot of young males kind of feel like today.
yeah.
Like that's a book I feel like would drastically change their lives for the better. Like without spoiling it too much, it's about this one kid who, this one high schooler who just messed up so bad. Like he commits a crime. I won't say it, but he commits a very bad crime, and he ends up doing time for it. But the time is reduced, and he ends up just being sent to like an alternative school. So he essentially goes back to school after spending the summer in alternative school, and
Mm,
he essentially just tries to turn his life around. But the past is always trying to creep up on him because there's so much people who are like, oh, you used to be this kind of kid, you used to be that kind of kid. And it really deals with the whole theme of like growing up, boyhood to manhood, identity crisis, and like what it means to be a man. And it spoke to me at a time when I really needed someone to like speak to about like growing up as like a man, because fun fact, I'm the youngest of three. I got
mm,
two older sisters. So like I didn't have like an older brother. I do have a stepbrother, but he's in Louisiana. I really didn't spend that much time with them, and my dad was super busy, so I did not have that like much of a male presence in my life. It was mainly just my mom, my dad, whenever he was like at home,
mm.
and my sisters. So that book kind of like gave me the guidance that I needed. And honestly, I feel like if I didn't read that book, I would not be here today.
Really?
I'd probably be in jail.
Really?
I'd probably be
Okay.
in jail. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that book saved me. Like it saved me. Laurie Anderson Halls, shout out to you.
So I guess you
Like,
kind of answered my next question, but I mean, I guess you can still answer it. So I usually ask, like, is there a book that you go to, like,
mm,
when you feel like it relates to you and your philosophy in life, or that helps you, you know, it just like helps you, like you said, you answered
mm,
the book part. Now, is
mm.
there like a movie, a show that you're like, okay, this has changed my life as well, or is there anything like that, or a movie you go back to all the time?
No, because funny enough, whenever it comes to like movies and shows, I usually only like to watch them once.
Really,
I don't like watching movies again because I usually have an idea of what I'm gonna get into. The only time I will
really.
watch a movie again is if I'm like studying the movie. Like
Mm,
I'm like photo and video and film and all that. So like I literally have to watch movies and study them from time to time. And like that's the reason why I don't like watching movies like more than once, because it's like, okay, if I've seen it,
really.
I've seen it. But like unless I have to like actually study it for like an assignment, then I will like sit down and I'll actually like watch it over and over, take notes on different cuts, on like what the cameraman is doing, what the actors are trying to portray, dialogue, lighting, and rah 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 and all that jazz, right?
Mm,
But to answer that question, my comfort show, essentially, like my go-to show. Oh gosh, I don't know.
hmm.
I'd probably have to say it's. Oh god, this is kind of crazy. I'd probably say it's stuck somewhere in between, like BoJack Horseman and
Okay.
Steven Universe.
Mm, okay.
If I had to give like a polarizing two sides of the same coin, yeah, it would be BoJack and Steven Universe.
Hmm.
I'd probably say those are my comfort shows, only just because I was watching BoJack when I was at a low point in my life. Like I was just I was just so depressed, dog. Like just chest feeling heavy, bed rotting,
Yeah.
like not showering, like bro, blinds, curtains closed, off, lights off, under the blankets, not giving like ish. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I was nearly hitting rock bottom, man. Like Bo Jackman was like that one comfort show because I was like, I kind of feel just as bad as he does, but at least I'm not in his position.
Mm.
So, like just watching BoJack just kind of gave me that comfort, but not in a good way. But in a good way, Steven Universe definitely gave me that comfort because that show. I mean, I've always been a fan of Steven Universe, but that show has certain themes and certain topics that a lot of people would not know is very deep. I'd say.
I haven't watched either. I don't know.
You never watch either? Have you watched any shows?
Yeah, Breaking Bad,
Breaking Bad's fire. We can
Mi-
talk about that any day.
Miami
I love
Vice.
Breaking Bad. That's crazy. I still haven't watched El Camino.
I watched that one. It's pretty good.
It's good.
Yeah. What else?
I still haven't watched Better Call Saul
SpongeBob.
either.
Nah,
SpongeBob. SpongeBob.
no, I watch more movies, I suppose, but I kind of like watch the same movies over and over again.
Really?
Yeah, so I was like kind of weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What movie do you watch over and over?
So it really depends on how I'm in, what mood I'm in.
Uh-huh.
So I guess when I'm more like doomer, I like watch
Mhm.
Apocalypse Now.
Oh, okay.
I really like Apocalypse Now. Sometimes I watch like old French films.
Nice.
When I'm feeling like I'm ready to take over the world, I watch like Scarface, Rocky. What's the other movie? Like all the Rockies essentially. I like
Mhm.
Rambo. Like a lot of 80s.
You love Sylvester Stallone, don't you?
He's a pretty cool guy. Yeah. I'm watching Miami Vice right now.
Nice.
It's like a bunch of 80s things. I really like a bunch of old movies.
Like Al Pacino and all them.
Yeah. What's another movie? Can't think off the top of my head, but I would say Apocalypse Now, the Rocky movies.
Mhm.
Not the fifth one. We're not kind of the fifth one. The fifth one sucks. What else?
I feel like you should watch Creed.
Rain. I've seen Creed. I like
You've seen
Creed. I
Creed?
like the second one the most, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's like avenging his father.
Yeah.
He's being the Russian.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you have like the old timers. They're going at it as well.
It's a good revenge
And
story.
at the end, he kind of like forgives himself and his son. So it's like a full circle moment. What else do I watch? I was watching Clockwork Orange.
That's classic.
Stanley Kubrick I like a lot.
Mhm.
What else? I like Rain Man.
Okay.
American Gigolo. I mean, for the fashion though, like his his fashion sense. But I really rewatched like a lot of like Rocky and Rambo. A lot of,
Okay.
but
You a big fan of those type of movies?
no, I just like those movies because it's always hope. Like this whole thing of like all movies have to be super realistic.
Mhm.
This is like, bro, sometimes the world we sometimes you want to escape the real world. You want to see like something that's like greater than life or bigger than life.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Do you watch Disney movies?
no, when I was a kid, obviously, but not like now.
You should probably get back into them. They'll give you a lot of hope.
You think so?
They can give you a lot of hope.
I really like rewatching Le Samurai. It's like a French film.
Mm.
Also like Le Piscine,
Yeah.
Purple Noon, the French one, and not the '90s version, which is good with Matt Damon, but
Mhm.
he just makes the character unlikable. As opposed to the French version, you're rooting for the evil guy essentially,
Mhm.
and the American one, you're just like, okay, Matt Damon, get out of here. I'm actually going for Julie. You know what? I'm on the side of the rich snobby kid actually, as opposed to the French one. I'm like, okay, get this rich guy. He's
Are you big into films?
Yeah, I especially like when I was younger, but now like
Mhm.
I've been like swamped with work, especially this last year. But
Mhm.
yeah, I like Asian cinema as well, like '90s. Was it Japanese cinema?
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's really good. It's like the camera, less for the story, but they're more like the lighting and the mood of the film.
The camera works.
The camera work is like really good for the Japanese films,
Yeah.
as opposed to American. It's more about the story
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the American hero.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
They
just like,
care so much about like the actual narrative instead of like using the camera to like tell a story.
yeah. I guess I like Tarantino, but he kind of just rips off after realizing he rips off of just a bunch of Asian films. I'm just like, okay, he just makes it Americanized, which I like his movies. I'm not saying obviously like Pulp Fiction is a classic.
Mhm.
I like Die Hard. Die Hard is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I guess like bigger than life, like Heroes or something.
Mhm.
Maybe you're speaking to my soul or something. But yeah, um, yeah, I don't really watch like romance movies or anything.
I don't watch romance.
Yeah,
I won't lie. I am more of a gore head whenever it comes to movies.
Gorehead.
I
Okay,
love horror.
horror.
You yeah, you talk about anything horror,
John
gore.
Carpenter. You like John Carpenter?
What's John Carpenter?
He made The Thing.
Oh,
They Live. I like They Live a lot. It's almost like real
yeah.
life.
I mean, the thing is a classic. I mean, I like John's work, but uh, like, I guess, I guess whenever I'm like talking about gore, it's kind of not everyone's cup of tea. I'm just
Yeah,
more of like 2016 Evil Dead.
yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Really obscene, absurd graphic movie.
Okay.
Literally, literally banned in Europe.
Okay.
Banned in Europe and Australia. Um, from last time I read about it, I don't know if it still is or not. Just extremely graphic, but it's actually a remake of I think it was 19 what was it 86. I forgot. Like it was sometime in the 80s of just a remake of the Evil Dead, but that one was a lot more of a comical beat to it. 2016 has a lot more darker tone to it. Like,
Yeah.
extremely darker tone. Like there's not an ounce of humor in that movie.
Mm,
Like not an ounce of humor. And I guess that's exactly what I was looking for because ever since I saw the commercials and I was like, look at all that gore in the woods, in the cabin, everyone dying one by one.
So you like getting scared?
Huh?
You like getting scared?
Oh, I don't get scared.
Or you don't get scared?
I don't get
You like the
scared.
thrill of it though, or?
Not even a thrill. Like I don't know. Like I guess I'm just twisted like that. like
Mm,
like I mean I guess whenever it comes to horror movies, I watch as if I'm watching like an action movie or like an entertaining movie.
mm,
Like I'm there like, what is the evil guy gonna do? Are they gonna make it? Like
right.
I come in there with questions instead of like a suspenseful like energy of like, oh my god. It's like
Yeah.
I'm more of like, let's see what these people are gonna do now. Like, let's see how this set of characters are gonna survive this horror trope. Like, that's what I go into horror movies like thinking,
Yeah.
because I'm always curious about like how directors and screenwriters can evolve horror because I feel like horror is like such a avoided genre unless you like know exactly what you're going to make like
Yeah.
theatrical wise. Like outside of that, people avoid horror
Yeah.
like
It's a bit.
anything.
It's a bit hard to like I guess make a compelling horror story,
It is.
especially since you got the time frame of October, Halloween,
Oh
and then
yeah.
it's just like, should I watch this scary movie? And is the scary movie gonna even be good? Because I guess it's a bit
A lot of
like
scary
what
movies.
scares people. You know, I don't know.
That is a good question to ask. Like, what scares people? Because a lot of people do watch horror movies not to be scared, but to like get this thrill. And I feel like when we start to, I don't know, like unravel why people watch horror movies, it makes it easier for people to watch horror movies, in my opinion, because it's like, oh, well, if you can be able to talk about what you fear of instead of like going into movies that you don't know, at least you have this context of what you're going to be scared of, and if you don't like it, you can always just close your eyes. But it's I don't know, like I like discussing the aspects of just horror and what people like and what they don't like about films in general, but specifically horror. You know, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, like I don't like horror, but then it's like something that they're watching and it's not something that they're scared of. So I'm just like curious as to why a lot of people don't like horror.
Yeah.
But that's just me ranting.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I forgot. I don't. I forgot to mention, but like I also like Hollywood. What's it called? The golden age of cinema, like Humphrey Bogart, Marlon
Mm,
Brando, Paul Newman, James Dean.
yeah.
Like I could watch Rebel Without a Cause like every day, essentially.
Yeah, that's fire. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
because he's like confused, but he finds a way. He's trying to do better.
mhm.
I don't know, and it's also just like it's like a different era. It's like Loki, just a time machine. Because like
It
America's
is.
not like that like at all anymore.
It's a real time capsule.
Yeah, literally.
It's a real time
Uh,
capsule.
yeah. So I don't know. I guess I like more of that than like horror or like
So you like
romance.
70s, 80s, 90s,
Like 50s, 60s, like 50s through
50s
90s.
through 90s. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You push way back. Yeah, 50s through 90s.
Even 40s, because I think when was Bogart alive? Like he died at I think 1957, and He had most of his movies in the 40s. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
I don't know anyone who's like, I like my movie from the 50s. Like, are you a film student?
No, I just used to have like a phase where I'm like, these movies are the epitome of art.
Mm,
Um, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just kind of fell off in that too as well.
I've always wanted to actually like be like a real cinephile, but for some reason I just could never get myself to sit down for like that long and like be like a real like I don't know what the definition of a real cinephile is. Like even as like someone who's going to school for like photography and film, it's like
Yeah.
it's like I mean like yeah like I'll watch a crap ton of movies. I still wouldn't call myself a cinephile. Like
Yeah, I just watched a bunch of movies, so
I wanna really get back into
yeah.
studying and like concentrating and writing and reviewing like essentially like having a letterbox journal again. You
Mm,
know what I mean? Because I used to have a letterbox
I
journal.
don't have Letterboxd. I just kind of watch movies. I don't really.
I don't have letterbox either, but but I definitely used to have a journal where I
Yeah,
used to write down the movies that I used to watch and I like make like small notes about them and I want to get back into that because I was doing that in like what ninth grade. And I stopped doing that 11th grade whenever I started going to regionals for wrestling.
yeah,
And I want to get back into that because I really really should, especially just it's just my major.
yeah. Also, Clint Eastwood, like the spaghetti westerns and stuff like that. I don't know. It's because I guess I like movies that have like good guys and bad guys, but the real world isn't like that. And like these newer movies have like the bad guy isn't actually bad. It's nuance, which I guess is more realistic to real life.
Yeah.
But it's just like I guess it's not compelling to me as a narrative. You know what I mean? As
Yeah.
opposed, this is the bad guy, this is the good guy, and
Hmm.
the lead up to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
There's no of your typical like cliche like what is it, like, Superman tropes.
Superman tropes, I didn't know what that's called, but yeah,
I mean, they're not called Superman tropes, but it's like, yeah, like you got the good guy, you have the bad guy, and you clearly know the good guy is a good guy, and the bad guy is the bad
right,
guy, and the good guy is supposed to win by taking out the bad guy, and
yeah,
you don't get that no more because I mean, like even like the latest Superman movie, there was so much nuance into that, like you
yeah,
had like the whole villain being like, well, the thing about Superman is that like he's an alien, he does this, and like he was. Like,
yeah. I wasn't really a fan of the Superman movie, the new one.
really?
Nah, that's just like okay.
Ah, interesting. Yo, this is like the third person I know who's like said that.
It's just like okay, like yeah. I just don't like Superman. I don't know.
No, I get that.
Yeah,
Are you more like a Marvel guy?
I just like Spider Man, Batman,
So Marvel.
you typical. Well, Batman's DC, but
But
typical like yeah. I know. I guess I like the movies with like the hero and he succeeds, and I don't
mm,
know. I just it's like
you,
bigger than life. It's not like real life where it's like kind of like gloom and
you live a good
doom.
epic journey,
Yeah, I like a good hero's journey.
hero's journey.
Yeah. But we're closing in on an hour. Just getting
It's
back
good.
to the educational part. Yeah, so what do you define success in life as a student and personal life?
Not giving up. The day you give up, the day you stop trying, that's the day you failed.
Mm,
The day you fail, like the day you fail is the day you stop moving.
yeah.
Like you don't fail just because you failed an exam. You don't fail just because you didn't get that job. You didn't fail just because you didn't get that degree. You didn't fail just because you weren't able to reach that goal. You failed because you quit.
Mm. And my last question is, if you were able to speak to the younger Jay, what would you tell him going to those difficult times? That's a big sigh.
What would I tell my younger self? I don't know what he would need to hear because he would need to hear a lot. Like actually, I don't think younger Jay would need to hear anything. He would just need a hug.
Mm,
He would just need a fat hug, and he would just need someone to tell him it's going to be okay. I mean, listen, like it could have been like a different timeline because, like, we live in a timeline that no one could have predicted anything that's happening right now.
right. That is true.
Like no, like bro, like younger me couldn't have predicted what's happening right now, and it's like, dog, like trust me, the stuff that's happening in your life partially you can't blame yourself. You know what I mean? Like you tried your best to get where you were at, but just don't stop. Don't give up. And be a little more harsh. Like if I had it, like I guess if I actually had to tell my younger self something, it would be that like it's gonna be okay. Don't give up and be a little bit harsh. Like not harsh and like, oh, be rude to people or like just be very passive aggressive or be blunt. You know what I mean? It's like be more chalant. Like
Mm.
be more like care more aggressively about things. You know what I mean? Like be more harsh about the things that you're passionate about. Like don't don't half-ass something just because it's something that you see as a hobby 1 minute and it's not the next minute. Like if there's something that you really want to go for it. Don't even think twice about it. Full send it,
Mm.
you know, to younger me. To younger
Nice.
me.
Hmm.
Yeah, just
Uh,
full send it.
yeah. So, is there anything you want to plug before we wrap up the?
Oh gosh, what do I want to plug?
You have an event next week. I'll
Yeah,
upload it. I'll upload it this week. So
we got an event this week. Wednesday, every Wednesday, as a matter of fact, we have Amplify at Lynn Usen Park. Follow us on Coog Radio for all the updates. I'm the DJ team lead. You're gonna see me at every event. We also gonna be at Frontier Fiesta. Pop out for that. We got a boiler room for that. Yeah, come out for that. What else do we have? Um,
you were hanging up flyers for something. You told me.
apply for what?
You were hanging up flyers.
Oh, I was hanging the flyers because there's an artist show in the Fine Arts Building. What is it? Third Space Gallery, third floor of the Fine Arts Building. Come through March 5th. Uh March 5th. We got an art show and another in Elgin too. We got a lot of art shows coming up. Fine Arts Building. Come talk to an art student about it. Tell a friend, you know what I mean? Spread the word. What else can I plug in? Because I feel like I'm like on a timer now.
Yeah.
What else can I plug in? Um I'm Jayski. Follow me on IG, jayski.io. I DJ. I make art. I shoot. I do photography. I write. I code. What else can I do? I'm a great organizer. I'm looking for work. Hire me. Shout out your boys.
Yes.
All right.
Hire this guy. All right. Well, with that, that has been our episode with Jay. Thank you for listening, or if you're watching, this has been First Gen Talks. And until next time, go Cougs.
Cougs.